Hey there, so let's take a moment to imagine waking up to the sound of waves, not alarms. Picture sipping your morning coffee as the sun rises, not because you're rushing to beat traffic, but because you finally have the time to savor the moment. Maybe you're hiking a mountain trail, learning a new language, or simply spending uninterrupted hours with your loved ones. Now, here's the big twist. You're not in your 60s or 70s. You're in your 30s, maybe even your 20s. Too good to be true? Maybe not. Across the world, more and more young people are rewriting the script on work, money, and what it means to truly live. This is the world of the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early. Welcome to Money Talks Daily, where we break down the most intriguing stories about money, wealth, and freedom. Today, we're diving deep into the FIRE movement, a radical approach that's flipping the traditional idea of retirement on its head. Is it the ultimate shortcut to financial freedom or just another illusion? Let's find out. So, what exactly is the FIRE movement and why are so many people drawn to it? At its heart, FIRE is about one deceptively simple idea: work hard for a relatively short period of your life, save and invest aggressively, and retire decades before the traditional age. Instead of spending 40 years climbing the corporate ladder and hoping for a comfortable golden age, FIRE followers are aiming to check out in their 30s or 40s, sometimes even their 20s, to pursue life on their own terms. But how does it actually work? The basic formula comes down to two things: extreme saving and smart investing. FIRE advocates are known for socking away 50%, 60%, even 70% of their income, foregoing luxuries, and cutting out unnecessary expenses wherever possible. The money they save isn't just stuffed under a mattress, it's put to work in the markets. Most often, it's invested in low cost, diversified index funds, real estate, or other assets that generate passive income. The magic number in the FIRE world is 25 times your annual expenses. Why 25? It's based on what's called the 4% rule, a rule of thumb that says if you withdraw 4% of your investment portfolio each year, your nest egg should last, theoretically, forever. So if you can live comfortably on $40,000 per year, you'd need a portfolio of 1 million. Once you reach that, the idea is that you can live off your investments and never have to work for money again. Sounds simple, right? But let's be honest. Getting there is an art, and it's not for the faint of heart. The path to FIRE is paved with discipline, sacrifice, and a willingness to challenge the norms of modern consumer culture. Let's talk about what that really looks like. First up is frugality. This isn't just about skipping your daily latte, though yes, you'll probably do that too. It's about making intentional choices every single day. Cooking at home instead of eating out, using public transportation instead of buying a new car, living in a smaller space or with roommates to cut down on housing costs, repairing things instead of replacing them. Basically, it's about finding creative ways to spend less so you can save more. But saving alone isn't enough. The other side of the coin is income optimization. FIRE followers are always looking for ways to increase their earnings, taking on side gigs, negotiating raises, freelancing, or starting small businesses. Every extra dollar earned is another dollar that can be invested for the future. And that brings us to the third ingredient: smart, consistent investing. The goal is to put your money to work, building up a portfolio that will generate enough passive income to cover your living expenses. Most FIRE enthusiasts favor index funds and ETFs for their low fees and broad diversification, which helps manage risk over the long term. But here's the catch: living this way isn't easy. It means resisting the constant temptation to spend. It means saying no to things that many people take for granted: new clothes, lavish vacations, the latest gadgets. It means staying the course for years, even when progress feels slow and the finish line seems distant. Still, for those who make it work, the rewards can be life-changing. Imagine reaching your version of enough in your 30s or 40s and having the financial freedom to choose what comes next. Maybe you travel the world, volunteer, start a passion project, or just spend more time with the people you love. That's the vision that keeps FIRE followers going. But before you quit your job and start living on rice and beans, let's take a closer look at the realities and the potential pitfalls of the FIRE lifestyle. First, it's important to recognize that the FIRE path isn't always rosy. For one thing, it can be isolating. When your friends are going out to eat, traveling, or upgrading their lives with new cars and tech, and you're consistently opting out for the sake of your savings, it can create tension and a sense of being left out. Relationships, both friendships and romantic partnerships, can be strained when your financial priorities diverge from those around you. Then there are the financial risks. The markets don't always cooperate. A major recession, unexpected inflation, or a big medical bill can throw your carefully laid plans off track. The 4% rule, while useful, is based on historical averages and can't guarantee future results. If you retire early and live for 50 or 60 more years, you're exposed to a lot more uncertainty than someone retiring at 65. Another challenge is the psychological side of early retirement. For many, work is more than just a paycheck. It's a source of identity, structure, and social connection. After years of striving toward the goal of quitting, some FIRE retirees find themselves adrift, unsure of how to fill their days or where to find meaning. It's not uncommon for people who achieve FIRE to return to work, not because they need the money, but because they miss the sense of purpose and community. And let's be real, extreme frugality isn't for everyone. Not everyone wants to cut their lifestyle to the bone for a decade or more, and that's okay. So, what's the real takeaway from the FIRE movement? Is it worth pursuing? Here's the thing. You don't have to go all in on FIRE to benefit from its lessons. The core message is about taking control of your finances so you have more choices in your life. Financial independence doesn't have to mean never working again. It can mean having the freedom to take a lower paying job that you love, switch careers without fear, or weather life's storms without panic. It could mean working part-time, starting your own business, or simply having a robust emergency fund. The point is, you get to define what financial freedom looks like for you. Maybe you like your job, but want the security to walk away if things change. Maybe you want more time for your family, your health, or your personal growth. Maybe you don't need to retire at 30, but you'd love to be in a position where work is a choice, not a necessity. The principles of FIRE, living intentionally, saving aggressively, investing wisely, are valuable for anyone, regardless of your ultimate goals. By adopting even a few of these habits, you can build a more secure, flexible, and fulfilling life. So, how do you get started? First, get clear on your own goals. What does financial freedom mean to you? Is it about retiring early or just having more options? What are you willing to sacrifice? And what's non-negotiable for your happiness? Next, take a hard look at your spending. Track every dollar, find the leaks in your budget, and plug them. Remember, it's not about depriving yourself. It's about aligning your spending with your values. Cut out what doesn't matter so you can spend more on what does. Then focus on increasing your income. Can you pick up a side hustle, freelance, or learn new skills to earn more at your day job? Every extra dollar you make brings you closer to your goal. And finally, invest. Learn the basics of the stock market, prioritize low-fee, diversified funds, and let your money grow over time. Don't try to get rich quick. Let compounding do the heavy lifting. Remember, the FIRE journey is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be setbacks, temptations, and moments of doubt. But with patience, discipline, and a clear vision, you can move closer to the life you truly want. Let's wrap up with some food for thought. The FIRE movement has inspired a new generation to rethink what's possible with money and time. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution, but it's a powerful reminder that you have more control over your financial destiny than you might think. So, what does financial freedom mean to you? Are you pursuing any FIRE goals? Or maybe you're just starting to think about your own path. I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. If you found this story helpful, please hit that like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to Money Talks Daily for more fascinating explorations of money, freedom, and the choices that shape our lives. Thanks for joining me today. Remember, every penny tells a story, and your story is still being written. See you in the next episode of Money Talks Daily.